Every day, the disaster on our southern border continues to get worse. This disaster is a true humanitarian crisis, and it is the result of deliberate political decisions by Joe Biden and Kamala Harris that have inflicted unspeakable horrors on millions of illegal immigrants. 6.6 million illegal immigrants have crossed illegally into this country since Joe Biden became president. And it is, in particular, done enormous damage to children. We're here today because the Biden administration has utterly failed. It has failed to secure the border, and it has encouraged parents to send their minor alien children on a dangerous trip to the United States unaccompanied. And it's failed to protect these children after they were let into the United States. The Democrats running this committee have also failed, as we're holding a hearing to discuss the issues facing HHS's placement of unaccompanied minors. But we don't even have a single official from HHS here to answer our questions. Javier Becerra should be sitting right in the middle of this panel, under oath, being forced to answer difficult questions about his absolute dereliction of duty when it comes to caring for these kids. But the Democrat leadership of this committee doesn't want Secretary Becerra to face those hard questions because it would reveal his utter negligence and the children who are being harmed as a result. And so the absence of HHS is not an accident. It's not an omission they just forgot. It's a deliberate decision. Let's protect the Biden administration from accountability. And concomitant with that decision is a decision to say the children being harmed are not important enough to the Democrat senators on this committee to overcome their partisan desire to play politics and protect the Biden administration from the consequences of their own failure. Take a look at this image. This image was captured from a video shot in El Paso on March 24th, 2023. Where a smuggler abandons a 1-year-old child, a Guatemalan boy, on the riverbank. This 1-year-old child has now entered the unaccompanied minor alien child system currently administered by the Biden Health and Human Services. According to the Department of Health and Human Services, approximately 127,000 unaccompanied minors entered the United States during fiscal year 2022. So 1 year, 127,000 kids, all alone. 2021, again, according to HHS, 107,686 unaccompanied minors entered the United States. Compare that to the last year of the Trump presidency, where that number was approximately 30,000. A 7-year low. Now, let me be clear, even one child in the custody of human traffickers is horrific and wrong. But 127,000? This administration, no wonder Secretary Becerra is too scared to sit there. He should be embarrassed of that record. Health and Human Services received $7.8 billion last year just for unaccompanied minor children. Troublingly, on February 24th, 2022, HHS admitted in a letter to Representative Andy Biggs that it could not contact approximately 20,000 minor children it placed in 2021. In 1 year, 20,000, it just lost them. No wonder Secretary Becerra is not sitting at that table. On March 22nd, 2023, Senator James Lankford pressed Secretary Becerra on a portion of the New York Times expose indicating that HHS had failed to account for 85,000 previously placed alien children. Becerra disputed the question, saying it was unrealistic, but he failed to offer any concrete evidence or data or statistics. On April 25th of this year, I joined Senator Marco Rubio and my colleagues in a letter addressing HHS failures on this score, which actively highlighted the fact that the Biden administration loosened vetting, fired HHS staffers who filed complaints, and ignored HHS contracted organizations who voiced concerns. After the New York Times published a second expose, the administration announced the Department of Labor was taking action. What action? Action addressing child labor. Well, child labor is abhorrent, but how about the hundreds of thousands of children who are being smuggled in by human traffickers, who are being abused, who are being sexually abused, who are being physically abused, and whom the Biden administration has lost? This is a humanitarian crisis, and it is a man-made crisis produced by political decisions from this White House. And every American, whether Democrat or Republican, should be horrified at the state of affairs.
Thank you to the witnesses, members of the public who are here today, members of the committee who have...
Senator Ted Cruz delivered a sharp warning on Capitol Hill, calling the situation at the southern border a man-made humanitarian crisis. He argued that current policies under President Joe Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris have led to a surge in illegal crossings, with millions entering the country in recent years, including a growing number of unaccompanied children. Cruz pointed to troubling government data, claiming that over 100,000 minors crossed the border in a single year, many traveling alone, vulnerable to trafficking, abuse, and exploitation. He also criticized the absence of officials from the Department of Health and Human Services, including Secretary Xavier Becerra, accusing the administration of avoiding accountability. Even more alarming, Cruz cited reports suggesting that tens of thousands of migrant children could not be properly tracked after being released, raising serious concerns about their safety. The senator described the situation as a failure of leadership, arguing that political decisions have fueled the crisis and put children at risk. As the debate intensifies, one question remains: who is ultimately responsible, and what will be done to protect the most vulnerable? White right pointing backhand index if you found this report informative. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more updates on this developing story.